Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Clinton High School, where we are in game number 3. No, this is game number 4 of the 95th annual Clinton basketball tournament here. Tonight, we have the Lakeland Vikings taking on the Warrensburg Wildcats, and they are just a few minutes away from the start of this game here tonight.
They are, Stacy, and we're ready to roll here. The games have kind of gone pretty fast, I think, tonight for the most part, but first day of the tournament, and we are ready for the nightcap. Should be an interesting battle here. Round-robin situation, as we've talked about. If you've been with us throughout the night, the boys set up 6 teams, so the winner of this, that'll be 1 win for them on their record to get out of their pool play. Both these teams, though, will be playing later on in the week. Warrensburg will play Wednesday night against Kansas City East, and Lakeland will have to turn around and play again tomorrow against Kansas City East at 6 o'clock. So it should be an interesting battle here tonight. Lakeland boys coming in with a solid record of 13-3. The other thing to factor in this one, Lakeland just played on Saturday afternoon. They lost to a very good Dora team, so they have had to go through a quick turnaround, and then they've got back-to-back games coming up here tonight and then tomorrow night. So it should be an interesting battle. We've done 2 girls' games already. Just wrapped up the boys' game, our first of the night, as that was a good game really in the first half, but the Grandveiw Christian Eagles were able to roll to a 20-point win over El Dorado in the second half. As we'll give you the starting lineups here for the Lakeland Vikings, led by veteran head coach Adam Collins. They'll have starting at guard Rafe Carbelo. He is a junior, followed by number 3, Gavin Wilkins. Starts at the other guard, and then you've got number 24, Corbin Meeker, sophomore, starting at the other guard spot. Brady Munsterman will start at the forward tonight for Lakeland, and rounding out the starting 5 for the Vikings will be Jace Utzman. And Warrensburg, they're going low profile, Stacy. They didn't want anybody to run out as starters. They're like, we don't do that. We stay in the huddle. So
I notice on their pregame uniforms too, it's Team Warrensburg.
That's
family.
Right.
There's no numbers. There's no individual identifiers.
You know, and that's a cool deal. Chris Nimmo is their head coach. So Trevor Kay starting at the guard spot out there. Also number 3, they've got Shelby Pitzenbarger. Number 40, Cooper Berry at forward. Number 10, Brooks Baldwin. And then number 14, Jackson Nimmo. So had to get their starters there on the fly because they didn't run out. So we're ready, though, and underway here in our final game of the first day of the Clinton tournament. And this will be a tough test, I think, for Lakeland. Warrensburg, obviously, you know, school population-wise, far bigger school, but once you get into this type of a situation, you never know what can happen on the floor. And Lakeland's got the ability, I think, to hang with this Warrensburg team. Is Rafe Carbelo drawing the foul, strong take, and that's the key. Lakeland's got to be strong with the basketball tonight. They're going to get pressure. They are undersized in this game, as you expect. Warrensburg starts 6'6", 6'2", 6'6'1", and 6'1". They've also got a couple 6'4", well, 1 6'4", and 3 6'6" guys over on the bench. So they will have the height advantage as Carbelo missing both free throws, or I should say got the first one, did miss that second. So it's 1-0 Vikings here early in this first quarter. Vikings come out in the man-to-man. Pitzenbarger, left corner Nimmo, outside 3 on the way. Pitzenbarger nails it. Nice shot for Shelby Pitzenbarger, the 6'1 junior. Tigers take a 3-1 lead. Here's Utzman. We saw him in that game last week, that homecoming battle that they had with Fair Play. He went off. He hit 6 threes in the game. Carbelo, high-arcing 3 there, missed. Rebound Warrensburg, here they come. They got a 3-on-1. Baldwin inside Pitzenbarger, shot no off the glass, and a foul is called underneath. Warrensburg, looks like they definitely like to come out and run up and down the floor. But Lakeland will run with the best of them as well.
You know, Lakeland's got a lot of speed on their team, and it's interesting to see sometimes whenever they meet up, if the opponent takes the lead and pushes them or just tries to keep up.
And that's right. Jace Utzman nailing a 3-ball right there. So Lakeland takes a 4-3 lead, and Utzman, he'll flat shoot the three, but Lakeland, they are pretty much a three-point shooting team as they get a steal. Nice play by Rafe Carbelo, and Rafe going to bring it the other way, a little crossover into the paint. Nice spin. Out to Munsterman in the corner, three good. So they love it from long range, and they've already hit a couple of them. And, I mean, this Lakeland team, they're scary good on offense if they can hit the three ball. But inside, they're not quite as complete as they lost Ryan Taylor last year to graduation. He was kind of their anchor inside. He was a great high school post player. But they don't get as many points this year in the paint as they did last year. So they're going to call a offensive foul inside there, a little push off. They give it to Cooper Berry, so he's going to come out. He's got two early ones, and he's one of their big bodies inside. Pitzenbarger also coming out. And Coach Nimmo for Warrensburg was not real happy with that call either. As Meeker gets the three, and here we go, folks. The Vikings 3 threes early, so a great start for Lakeland. And they lead 10-3. Here's a three. Answer in the corner, missed from Key, but they get the rebound back. Tigers inside, Key off the glass. No, got his own miss, back up and gets it to go. Actually, check that. That's Eli Nappy. He gets the follow. He just checked into the ball game. 5-point Lakeland lead. Utzman, here's a shot off the dribble, had it partially tipped. Gets it back on the baseline, and he'll throw it back outside. They'll reset. Meeker, he got hammered, no doubt. Fouled on the three, so he'll be at the line. But you got to love this start, Stacy. Vikings coming out confident, shooting the three ball.
You know, a lot of energy there, and you're right. The offense on that wide shot, that three-point shot and those outside shots are really great. You know, you got to wonder how they react when Warrensburg adjusts and brings some pressure out wide, and can they get the ball underneath?
Meeker missed that first one, got the second. He'll have one more. 6-point lead, 5:14 to go here in the first. And that one missed, so Meeker 1 of 3 at the line. Tigers back the other way. Baldwin, nice feed inside. Nappy will score it. Back-to-back buckets for him. Warrensburg chipping away. 11-7. Munsterman playing full court man-to-man is Warrensburg here, and a foul is called. And if they call it that tight, they're not going to be able to play much of that aggressive defense. And that's the thing. You know, you look at a game, and it's always interesting to me, depending on what defense a coach wants to play, a lot of it hinges on, if you're an aggressive team on defense, it all hinges on how the officials call it. If they call it tight and they don't let you to maybe hand check or get a few more bumps in or slaps, that negates an aggressive defense a little bit more, whereas if the officials call it lighter, they can do more. As there's a nice drive by Carbelo and a timeout, Warrensburg. What a start for the Vikings as they take a 13-7 lead, and Warrensburg, they got to get together and talk things over.
You know, I have seen Rafe Carbelo take advantage of that tight defense as well. When he knows that the referee staff is calling a lot of those light fouls, he will go at you, and so it makes it a lot easier for him to draw the foul that time. You know, whenever you've got that going on, and he's the kind of player that will notice that will take advantage of it.
Yeah, we just found out the record for Warrensburg. They're 5-8. Misha only had them at 2-3, so they had missed a couple games there. So they're a team that's under 500, but still a good team. Again, we want to mention there Aaron Collins, Farm Bureau agent, our timeout sponsor. So Warrensburg out of the timeout, and we get a whistle and a foul. So, again, there's another pretty tight call out on the perimeter, I think. So fouls mounting early. Warrensburg already has 5 team fouls. That's the first team foul on Lakeland. And they give it inside to Munsterman. And Nappy, well, he's been huge for them off the bench as he now has 6. So that'll cut it to 13-9. But, yeah, you were talking there. It was a great point, Stacy, about Rafe. And he's just got that quick first step. He's one of those great one-on-one players and more of a slasher than a three-point shooter. As Utzman misses the 3, and Carbelo got shoved out of bounds. That should be on Nappy. Yeah, I mean, he just took him and pushed him there as he was going up for that rebound. So Nappy picks up his first, 6th team foul on the Tigers. Meeker out top. Uchman right side with it. As they shift to Meeker, will spin. Wilkins now left side. Nice drive. Ooh, right idea. Wilkins, nice take. Tried to fit it into Carbelo, but it's stolen by Nappy. Shot at the other end, no good. Rebound for Utzman. Lakeland, they're going to push. Carbelo for Munsterman in the corner. Back to Rafe. Meeker's calling for it down in the corner. Oh, they didn't see him, and Carbelo says, well, I'll take it and score it. Poor Corbett, he's down there pleading. Waving both hands, pleading for the basketball, but they'll take the 2. So 15-9, Lakeland extends the lead. This has been a great start for the Vikings. You couldn't have had a better start. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nappy out top. Now Nappy in the corner. Munsterman all over him, goes baseline into the double team. Tried the wraparound pass and stolen by Wilkins. Great defense for Lakeland. Wilkins to Munsterman. Tough step back 3, missed it. Almost got the roll, though. That was a tough shot, falling back with a hand in the face. Now Warrensburg, they're going to slow the tempo down. I think Lakeland's come out here and proven that they can go up and down. And I think if they play up and down, that will favor Lakeland because they can get some of those threes. And Warrensburg wants to get it into the post as Marcus Tart gets one there using the big size inside. So that'll cut it to 15-11. Munsterman into the paint. Oh, nice find. Wilkins, he'll score it off the glass. That's a great entry pass down into the low post, and it's 17-11 in favor of Lakeland. And now we get a whistle at the other end. Foul coming up here on the Vikings. And I think that's where Warrensburg, they knew they were out of their game early. They were going up and down, and like, man, we're going to have to slow things down and try to enter that ball into the post and be a little bit more deliberative on offense. Tigers get it in here off the inbounds under their own basket. Nappy calling for it. He'll spot up. Oh, it's blocked. Nice job by Garrett Strange to get the block. And here comes Meeker out of the pack with it. 3-ball, got it. Nothing but net. Corbin Meeker sticks another 3, and Lakeland already has 4. We saw him hit 15 in that fair play game, and they are rolling right now from long range.
And it's not just one guy. It's half the team that drops them.
Right. They're all dropping them right now. And here's a missed 3 for the Tigers. Munsterman the rebound. They got to run out 2-on-1. Oh, and Strange traveled. Yeah, he tried to come to a complete stop, and that's a good call. Just didn't have his feet set. And that happens sometimes in transition a little bit. But Lakeland leading it 20-11. It's been all Vikings here in the first quarter. Under a minute to go. Nappy inside Tart. Nice spin inside. He's going to draw the foul. That's where you just can't let him catch the basketball that deep. He is listed at 6'6", a junior in there at post. And he's one of them old-fashioned centers. You know, you don't see a lot of the true post centers anymore because everything's run and gun. Everybody wants guards that can shoot the 3. But Warrensburg, they've got a couple of them old-fashioned type post players that used to be the dominant players. Back then, everybody wanted the tall post guy that could just go up and score, but now it's all about run and gun and shoot the 3.
But I think he might be a key here tonight. If they can get him set up down under the basket and get the ball into him, he might be able to help keep him up with this Lakeland team that's just moving on him so fast.
So Tart got the second as well. That'll get it to 20-13 in favor of Lakeland. Munsterman in the corner to Strange. That's a tough catch, and he goes up and draws the foul. That's a great job by Garrett catching that ball in traffic. And I really love the fact that Lakeland's being strong with the ball. You know, they're getting out. Warrensburg's trying to apply that pressure, but Lakeland's done a great job taking care of the basketball thus far. So Garrett Strange trying to add to this lead. Comes up a little short on the first free throw. They're going to give that foul inside there to Jackson Nimmo. So 7 team fouls on the Tigers already. Meeker's going to come out of the game, and they get in Caden Ketterman for the first time tonight. And Coach Collins, he'll go to that bench. He likes to play, 3 or 4 guys off that bench pretty consistently. And the second one good for Garrett. So 21-13, Lakeland leading. Nappy into Tart, low post, and again he catches it deep but misses that shot. Rebound to Strange. He'll find Munsterman. Strange, nice move, and he'll score it off the glass. That's a great move by Garrett Strange. A little rip through. That's just perfect right there. It's exactly how you teach it down in the low post. Tart in the double team. Tipped and stolen. They get the steal. Great defense for Lakeland, and Ketterman will find Wilkins. Strange at the other end. Final 10. Got to hurry now. Wilkins. Got to look up at the clock. Down to 6. He's going to take a tough shot. Missed it short. And now from midcourt. Good if it goes, and it's no good off the glass by Baldwin. So after 1 quarter, what a start for the Lakeland Vikings. They come out and they hit 5 threes, balanced scoring across the board, and they lead at 23-13. Here in our final game of the day, the first day of the Clinton tournament, and very exciting basketball thus far, and what a first quarter performance. And I think Coach Collins couldn't be happier right now coming out the way they did and shooting the basketball and taking care of the basketball.
Absolutely. They have just really taken control. They've set the speed, the tempo, and if they keep hitting those threes, it's going to be hard to keep up.
It is. I think a game like it is right now, no question, favors Lakeland, because I just don't think Warrensburg's going to be able to shoot the 3 ball like Lakeland can. And we want to thank Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, the Landmark Restaurant, Jim Resick Auto Group, Hankins Grain, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Aaron Collins, and also want to thank C Squared, Hobby Time Motorsports, and also Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping, allowing us to bring you the coverage this week, every game of the Clinton tournament here. Again, weather permitting. I don't know if you heard
Sure.
me and James's conversation, but we're hoping that they don't end up having to split the games. I think the plan is if they have a couple games canceled, if by some chance tomorrow's canceled or Wednesday, they'll play the losers bracket games over at the middle school, and they're going to play the winners bracket here in this gym. So I think for our coverage,
absolutely,
we'll have to stay in this gym and just cover the winners bracket round. I think that's what James had said.
Yeah.
But hopefully, as he said, fingers crossed, the weather will steer clear, as here's a big basket for the Tigers to start this second quarter as they get the high-low look, and strong finish in there for Shelby Pitzenbarger. So that'll cut it to 23-15. And they just got number 2 there on Gavin Wilkins. Be the fourth team foul on Lakeland. So that gets it to 23-16. So Warrensburg's had a tough shooting start, but they're still very much in this game. And here's a bad pass. And that's one way to get Warrensburg back in it, is with turnovers. Lakeland's done a pretty good job of not having those thus far. As ball tipped there out of bounds, preventing an open layup. Warrensburg going to maintain possession.
I see these Lakeland guys with a lot of unorthodox passes, not the crisp pass from the chest, but a lot of sidearms, a lot of bounce passes, and sometimes it's hard to hit your target when you're doing that one-handed.
Defensive intensity has been pretty good as well for Lakeland. And Coach Collins, he's pretty much a man-to-man only coach. He won't play a lot of zone, and there they get the steal as Uchman, nice job forcing another turnover. Meeker out top now at the other end. Strange calling for it. Munsterman out near midcourt, little crossover. Finds Uchman, who's had a good start. He's knocked down a couple threes already. And Coach Nimmo thought that ball was off Lakeland, but they're going to say Viking basketball here. Munsterman going to pitch it inside here for Meeker, and a foul up top. So they're calling it pretty tight thus far at both ends, although, they're consistent. But it's also, I think, hurting Warrensburg's defense a little bit because they're just not able to get out and body up like they want. So already in the bonus is Lakeland, and we've still got 6:52 to go in the first half. So that's about as quick as you can get in the bonus. Meeker got them both, so that gets it to 25-16. Corbin Meeker with 9 for Lakeland, but very balanced scoring across the board. 9 from Meeker, 3 from Munsterman, 5 from Carbelow. They've got 3 from Uchman, 3 from Strange. Tigers in the half court. Trying to get some ball movement. There's a shot off the dribble missing from Jackson Nimmo, and now we get a foul called inside, and this is going to be on, well, thought they had the foul, but they're actually going to just call that a deflection out of bounds. So last touch by Lakeland, Warrensburg basketball. Baldwin gets it inbounds to Nappy. Baldwin a 3 in the corner, missed. Nappy, nice board, but a tie up inside. Nice job by Jace getting in there and forcing the tie up. Possession arrow gives it to Lakeland. So 6:20 left here in our first half. Lakeland leading at 25-16. Carbelow now at point. They try to trap him at midcourt. Uchman in the corner for 3. Missed it. Strange the rebound. Tipped out. And Meeker resets. Inside, Strange now. Little kick. Munsterman loads up a 3 ball. No good. Rebound inside. Grabbed by Nappy. Here comes Warrensburg. Baldwin overshoots his man. Trying to get that to Trevor Key, and it goes off of his hands out of bounds. Warrensburg with 11 turnovers now in the ball game. 5 for Lakeland. Marcus Tart back in now for the Tigers. Going to come in for Carter Bell. Warrensburg, they've got a deep bench. They've got a lot of players on their roster as well. And another foul. Coach Nimmo puts his hands on his head there. He not a happy camper. And, and that's where you just got to adjust. I mean, as a player, you're like, okay, they're calling it tight. We don't necessarily agree with that. But, if they're not going to let you hand check, you've got to find ways to adjust and back off a little and, slide your feet. You got to slide your feet. You can't reach. And that's what you got to do. And Warrensburg's reaching a little bit right now. Carbelow got them both. So 27-16. Lakeland withstanding a little bit of a Warrensburg run, and they have maintained this lead. 5:36 to go in the first half. Here's a double team. Tart has to kick it back out to Baldwin. Tigers get the reversal. Nappy in the corner. And this defense is stifling. Near steal. They go back into the corner. 3 ball up for Key, rattles out. Rebound. Nimmo, they'll bring it back out, so they get a big offensive board there. Get him an extra look. Nappy up top. Inside, Tart turns. Nice backdoor feed, and they get the bucket. Man, it's Strange. You could see him jump there. He was just a hair late on the defensive rotation. He was just so close to blocking that shot. Now Carbelow's pass is stolen, and then a foul is called in the corner. So 27-18. And it's one of those cases, Stacy, where Lakeland has been dominant, and I think Warrensburg probably has got to feel pretty fortunate because they know they've been outplayed at both ends, but they're still pretty close considering how much they've been outplayed in this game.
That's true. I mean, they still feel like they're in this ball game, but
That's
they
right.
definitely are not playing the game I would have expected to see from them.
Yeah, they've struggled shooting the basketball, particularly from 3, as Baldwin misses that shot. Rafe the rebound. But Lakeland's controlling the tempo. They're controlling the glass for the most part as Nappy knocks that one out, so it's going to stay with Lakeland.
Well, if you look at Lakeland's defense, they've sort of backed off a little bit, so they're sort of playing off Warrensburg for the wide shot. They're kind of saying, prove to us you can take those shots and make them before we actually give you any kind of legitimacy. And so that lets them tighten up inside. And like I said, that's the place where Warrensburg has the opportunity to maybe advance against this team a little bit. But they've got to play out, and they've got to pull that defense out deeper.
Meeker off the inbounds, gives it right back to Munsterman, right wing. Coming up on 4 minutes left here in the first half. Carbolo off the dribble. That's a tough shot, but he nails it. That is a beautiful shot. Creating that space with the dribble. And Carbolo is tough off the dribble. I mean, he's one of those guys that would rather put it on the floor as opposed to just catching it and shooting it. And it makes it tough because, Lakeland's got that right balance of guys. They've got a couple guards that'll put it on the floor, and they've also got some catch-and-shoot guys as well. Here's an open three. No good as Warrensburg continues their struggles from three, just 2 of 7 shooting from long range in this game. Ketterman back in for the Vikings now. Garrett Strange, good minutes for him off the bench as he'll get a well-deserved breather. Warrensburg will throw it in on that low baseline. Key out top. And now a kicked ball. I'm going to keep it with Warrensburg. I think we can see in the shot there, looks like the Viking mascot is in the house tonight. I think he's pretty warm in that suit there, Stacy.
It's a good thing it's wintertime, I tell you. That looks
hey, that's a good point.
Insulated.
Yeah, it's warm. It's, obviously not as cold in here as it is outside, but, maybe he could just wear that outside when he goes to get on the bus out there. Warrensburg, an opportunity, going to push the floor a little bit, but Lakeland gets back on defense. Shot no good on the finger roll by Baldwin. Aiden Malloy, who just came in there, nice board for him. He'll find Munsterman. Ketterman. Good job by Baldwin to get out on him to cover the three. Carbolo now tried to cross over. Got it back, though. He's got a good handle on him. Gets it into Malloy. And Tarth the rebound for Warrensburg. Nemo, Baldwin now 3, head of the circle, no. Rebound for Brady Munsterman. Blake Munsterman. And inside, nice backdoor pass, and Malloy will finish with the strong deuce. Timeout Warrensburg, 31-18. Vikings are rolling, and Coach Collins loving it. Putting it on Warrensburg right now. So timeout on the floor. Again, we want to thank Aaron Collins, Missouri Farm Bureau agent here locally in Clinton. Appreciate his support of not only the Clinton tournament but the extra Lakeland games that we've done. And I'd say he's got to feel pretty good right now. His brother's team well in front, but this is where, got to keep the pedal down and just play Lakeland basketball. But they're playing a perfect style of play. I mean, everything that Lakeland wants to do in terms of transition, shooting the three, you just couldn't have played it any better right now. They're controlling pretty much every facet of the game at this point.
You got to wonder how much of that is maybe a mismatch. The strengths of the Lakeland team are the weaknesses of the Warrensburg team, and vice versa. Maybe, But tonight, you're right. Lakeland is right now dominating just everything.
Yeah, they've negated the height factor, which we thought, we were saying at the top of the broadcast, we thought, man, that could be a problem. But, they have prevented Warrensburg's post guys from getting going at all. And, of course, the other thing was Cooper Berry, who actually just checked back in here out of this timeout for Warrensburg. He was on the bench a lot of that second quarter because he had some early foul trouble. So Tart, the other 6'6" guy, he hasn't really been a factor. Berry's been on the bench with foul trouble. So Warrensburg, that's where their points come from. They're not a great outside shooting team. They know they've got to get it inside. And there you can see Barry down there trying to post up. Mm-hmm. And they get it inside to Nappy, and he'll score it. Well, if it wasn't for Nappy, I mean, this could be an even worse deficit for Warrensburg. He's pretty much carried them off the bench. He's got 8, so that cuts the lead back to 11. Coming up on the end of this first half. Meeker in the corner. Dribbles left, finds Rafe up top. Rafe now so good on that dribble drive and lost it on the way up for the shot. He was wanting the foul. Baldwin now at the other end. Layup, no. Tipped up right into the hands of Blake Munsterman. Carbolo one-on-one at the other end and gets fouled there before the shot. So that actually, did they count the shot? Oh, Oh, my. Wow.
That had to be a pretty close call.
Oh, boy. That's pretty generous. And, I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, Jackson Nimmo, he was standing there with his mouth wide open because he's like, did you actually call that late of a continuation? And, I mean, I have to agree with him. I mean, that was almost NBA-level continuation, and Jackson's standing there in shock. So, yeah, I mean, they got a little generous there. But, I mean, that you could have called that foul before the shot, but it's double bonus anyway. So 32 to 20. But they went ahead and counted that basket. Or, no, they did take it away.
Yeah.
Okay, so the official just said that was his bad there. He pointed at the score, but he pointed basket was good, and I just saw the guy down at the scores table. He's like, you pointed basket good, so he gave the signal, but I guess he said obviously I didn't intend to. So yeah, that I was going to say. I mean, that was going to be way too much continuation there.
Yeah.
And now do they count this basket?
This one I think they do.
So all they did there was they counted those free throws, so it was not a three-point play. So yeah, that was just a little bit of a mix-up there by the official. I think he just got a little bit too quick on the trigger with the and one signal.
You get that muscle memory sometimes.
Hey, that's right.
And you just can't stop yourself.
That's right. Timeout for substitution here as Warrensburg will get Carter Bell back into the ball game for Cooper Berry. So 33-23, Lakeland has controlled this first half pretty much all the way through as we hit 1 minute left here before halftime. Carballo outside with the basketball. He's had a good first half with 11. Here's a tough shot off balance for Meeker, no good. Nimmo the rebound here. They come the other way, and a nice play. Munsterman able to tip that, and, man, he did a great job of staying in bounds. Gets it to Malloy. Now Ketterman, oh, what a move for Caden, but he couldn't quite finish it off. Well, that got the Lakeland bench up. They all came to their feet on that. That was an exciting move for Caden. So final 26 seconds. Warrensburg going to back it out. But Lakeland, either way, they're going to take a lead into the locker room, and really a fairly healthy lead at that.
You know, I see the cheerleading group for Lakeland here, but I don't see a cheerleading group for Warrensburg. And most of the time I don't even notice that part of the game, but I hear it tonight. Even I hear the cheerleaders and the fans for Lakeland are just loud. Yeah,
it's a Lakeland favored crowd, that's for sure. So Baldwin getting that basket a moment ago there right before the end of the half, and that takes us to halftime. So 33-25, and it's a situation, though, where Warrensburg, they, you know, on the bright side, if you look at it from their perspective, they're thinking we could very easily be down by more. But Lakeland's played a very solid first half at both ends of the floor, and they'll have the lead going into the locker room here. So final game of the day here, opening day of the Clinton tournament. We're hoping tomorrow goes as scheduled. We'll start at 4:30 with Clinton against El Dorado Springs. Clinton girls will play tomorrow night at 9 in the nightcap. The other boys game tomorrow will be Lakeland against Kansas City East. That'll be at 6, and then, of course, you also got the Odessa-Warrensburg matchup on the girls' side as well tomorrow. So, again, 2 boys' games, 2 girls' games. So it's going to be another exciting day. And I guess tomorrow, Stacy, the boys' games are first. I guess they're going to play I think the first 2 games are boys.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we have a 4:30 and a 6 o'clock game tomorrow that are boys, and then the girls will be the 7:30 and 9 o'clock.
They're flipping that around. Of course, tonight the first 2 games were girls' games, and if you're just joining us, top-seeded Nevada won earlier tonight in the 4:30 game, 75-28 over Harrisonville. So Nevada advances to the winner's bracket. That game will be played Wednesday at 4:30, and they will await the winner of 4th-seeded Warrensburg against 5th-seeded Odessa. And then also earlier tonight you had the 2nd-seeded Adrian girls. They defeated Lakeland 63-31, and that was a case where just not enough offense for Lakeland to keep pace there. They didn't really get Madison Thompson going in that second half, and Adrian's offense kind of exploded. They had a little bit of a slow start, but Adrian, you know, they're a solid basketball team, and they got their star player going in the second half, Jenna Shipley, and they win 63-31. So Adrian will get the winner of Clinton against Hogan Prep. That's the 3-6 game. Again, that'll be played tomorrow at 9. So Adrian will play the winner of that in the semifinal Wednesday at 6. So after tomorrow, we'll have all of the winners' brackets set. And then, obviously, the losers' brackets will be set as well. Girls' championship will be Saturday afternoon at 2. Third-place girls' game will be Saturday afternoon at 11. And then I guess the boys' championships are Saturday night. Boys is 3:30 for the championship. And boys' third place is 12:30. So that's all in the so I almost wonder.
They are starting really early Saturday for a tournament.
Well, and I almost wonder, though, they almost have to be playing one of those in the other gym, don't they? Because if they're going to play at 2 and 11 and
no, I think we're okay. 11, 12:30, 2 and 3:30.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that'll get all those here. Yeah, so and the 5th place is 7:30 for the boys. And they're playing that actually Friday.
Yeah,
so, the boys' 5th place, which would be the 2 teams with the most losses in the pool play. That's who would play for 5th. And then usually, most of these teams in the pool play, with the boys' side being the way it is, with 6 teams, they'll have to win at least 2 games to compete for the championship game. I think is how it sets up for the boys. So a little different format. And I think Clinton would probably like to make it an 8-team field. If they could, in the boys' side as well. Most high school tournaments, you just play 8 teams. You play double elimination, just like the girls set up. But with round robin, it makes it a little more interesting. You don't have the seeding coming into play at all. It is a situation where you have to have a tie break, and they've got 3 scenarios where there could be a head-to-head could break a tie, head-to-head win, total margin of victory, which they have at 13 points maximum, would break a potential tie. And then the third option, which is very unlikely, would be a coin flip where they would break a tie to sort out the final 2 days on the boys' side.
Yeah. The idea of coming in and playing it and it comes down to the toss of a coin again, I mean,
how are they going to, are they just going to say, are they going to call up the coaches and say, hey, we just need to come out here to center court, we're going to toss the coin? Or do you tell them over the phone, like, hey, heads or tails? Do they call in, or I don't know?
I guess if they really want to, they could get a hold of Sounds Like Videos, and we could do it on a live video stream.
You could. You very well could. So well,
I'll just Skype the coaches in, put them on a screen in each corner, and it'll be all good.
You can do lots of different things with all this technology, but we are so happy to be here for the Clinton tournament all week and bringing you this coverage, and it's certainly going to be a great week of basketball. If you're in the area and you get a chance, come on down, to Clinton High School here, because there's some good teams. I mean, we saw the Nevada girls earlier. I mean, that's a team that's going to make a run in the playoffs. Adrian girls have the potential, I think, to make a playoff run. You see on the boys' side, we're going to see Kansas City East tomorrow. Very good team. We saw Grandveiw Christian tonight on the boys' side. Very good basketball team. I thought I was very impressed with their post play as they defeated El Dorado. That was actually the game before this one, 64-42, I think was the final in that. So just a great tournament, a lot of area schools, but you also have some teams that are not really geographically what would be considered the west central Missouri area, which I consider, Henry County, St. Clair County, kind of the Clinton Deepwater area. You get Harrisonville come down, a couple Kansas City schools come down. So that allows these other teams to play teams they're not used to playing. And it just makes for a lot of good basketball.
It does. And if you're just a basketball fan in general, you get to see a lot of different styles here. James and I have been covering a lot of local teams, and you see a lot of speed because we don't have as much height. You see a lot of three-point shots and that kind of thing. But like you said before, the Grandveiw Christian team, the Kansas City East team, even right now, a little bit with this Warrensburg team, they've got the height. They've got a little bit broader-shouldered guys that are getting underneath the basket, and you see a little bit different offense. You see a little bit different style. So you get a lot more diversity. It's a lot more interesting to watch, not only that different style of play, but how the team maybe that you see most often adjusts and what they do to compensate for that. So, just kind of takes the game out of your comfort level and gives you something else to get excited about.
Yeah, and you see the height difference as well. We saw it with that El Dorado Grandview Christian game, the height difference, so a lot of these smaller schools, they generally just don't have the height. Certainly 1 through 5, they may have a couple kids or one kid that's, maybe 6'4", 6'5", but like we saw at Grandview, they're out there starting 2, 6, 7 kids inside. So it presents those matchup problems for some of these teams as well, and it forces the coaches to adjust and kind of game plan a little bit differently. So it's going to be interesting to see how the second half plays out. I think one negative for Lakeland, they did get a little sloppy. There was a couple possessions where they had a couple turnovers I think they would have loved to have had back, but for the most part, they've played exactly their style, and they've really flipped it around and put all the pressure on Warrensburg to have to come back, and they've gotten Warrensburg, I felt like, out of their game. Warrensburg wants to slow it down, get it inside, but they forced them to take bad shots from the outside. Warrensburg struggled with turnovers. They've sped them up. So we'll see. But, second half of basketball, a lot can happen, and teams can go on runs pretty quick.
Absolutely. And, the thing is, they've now had time to sit down and talk about it. And for the adjustments they couldn't make while they were on the floor, they've now had coach say, hey, watch for this, look for that, go here, do this. And so we're going to see different strategies now. We're going to see different teams here in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they make and how it works out for them.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we saw, speaking of adjustments there, in the Adrian Lakeland girls game. I really felt like Adrian did a good job. Coach Dorado coming out, making some adjustments there offensively, started to get the ball inside a little bit more, threw a few more bounce passes out on the perimeter because Lakeland girls were more active in the passing lane, so they adjusted. That made it harder on Lakeland girls defensively, and then they drove the basketball a little bit more. Shipley ended up getting a lot of her points there off the dribble in the second half especially. So
absolutely,
that's the key. Coaches know how to get in there and adjust things, and you've got to find ways to respond. And I think another thing where you got to watch out is how are they going to call this game in the second half. They called it extremely tight. I felt like almost too tight in that first half. They didn't allow the hand checking. They didn't allow the physical play defensively sometimes that you're used to being able to see.
That's true.
At the high school level. And I think that's where Lakeland did a good job backing off. And I think you mentioned it, you saw it as well, where Lakeland's man-to-man, it was still man-to-man pressure, but they backed off. It wasn't just like really extended. It was kind of like
that's it. Put some space between there.
Put a little space, and it wasn't, it's not space where you'd see in a zone. It's still man, but I think that's an example of Coach Collins adjusting to how the game was being called.
Absolutely.
By the officials. So
what I didn't do here at halftime was run through my sponsor list, so I had to probably do that really quickly as we're getting ready to kick off here for the third quarter. We've got Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, The Landmark Restaurant, Jim Rasick, Hankins Grain, of course Aaron Collins at Missouri Farm Bureau, C Squared, Primitive Old Crow again as one of our graphic sponsors. Hobby Time Motorsports, Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping, and then, of course, Sounds Like Videos, Radford Media Group, and the El Dorado Springs Chamber of Commerce.
Really appreciate everybody sponsoring, and also our platform sponsors as well, allowing us to stream it on their pages. And we start this third quarter, so 33-25. Tigers start with the ball but trailing. Nappy had that big first half off the bench. He'll start out there. He's got it in the corner. Munsterman on him. And there, that's a good example. Carbolo was backing off, obviously. You make the post guy. If he catches it out on the perimeter there like Barry did, make him throw it because you know he's probably not going to shoot it from that spot on the floor. Here they get the kick in the corner. Key is going to try to drive it, but the foul is called. So it's been tight, but the one thing you can say, they've called it, I think, pretty consistently. That's the thing. If they're going to call a lot of fouls out on the perimeter, a lot of coaches will just say, okay, that's how it's going to be, but call it both ways, and they have. As the entry pass there in traffic tipped, and nice job by Meeker in the lane there, came up with it, and we'll see what they got here. It's going to be a jump, I think. Possession arrow is going to favor Lakeland. So here's some full court pressure now for Warrensburg. It's full court man. They're going to try to trap, though. They try to trap Wilkins at midcourt, dribbles out of it, throws it up over the top. Munsterman to Meeker. Back to Gavin, head of the circle. Carbelo with it. Now 3 in the corner. Munsterman, no. Missed it short. Nice rebound for Barry. Here comes Baldwin. Carbelo led the way for Lakeland offensively with 11 in the first half, and a nice take for Baldwin. Nobody cut him off, and Brooks Baldwin with the finish. So 33-27. Warrensburg right in this game, and a near steal for Nappy. Munsterman. Bounce pass, and it is stolen. Tigers with numbers, one-on-one, and a block. They're going to call the block on Wilkins.
And not quite set when he got there.
Yeah, just a little late. Good call, so that will be on the floor. Warrensburg ball underneath, so Garrett Strange going to check in to the game. So Gavin, tough break for him, picks up that early third foul here in the second half, so he's going to have to set down. Baldwin, nice entry into Nappy, missed the shot though, point blank range. Warrensburg's missed some chip shots around the bucket in this game. So as well as Lakeland has played, they have not been able to put Warrensburg away as of yet. Munsterman out top with the dribble. Here's Meeker. Into the lane, shot missed, rebound, tipped out. Strange. Carbelo will take it to the corner. Nice crossover, tough shot, and he's fouled. So to the line will be Carbelo. There's just not many kids you're going to see that can stay with him one-on-one. When he hits that crossover, and that's kind of a lost art in basketball now. I think a lot of kids are almost enamored with the three, and, you just see a lot more kids that catch the ball and shoot it as opposed to driving the ball, creating their own shot. And Rafe still reminds me of one of those old style high school players. He can cross over, he'll go in, post you up. Doesn't have a problem with stopping there in traffic and pulling up and shooting. So he hits that first free throw. Second one is good as well. So 35-27, the Lakeland lead. 5:55 left in the third. Baldwin out top. It's the high screen from Barry. Pitzenbarger, no on the shot. Rebound, Strange. Strange has had a really solid game tonight for Lakeland off the bench. He's helped them at both ends, particularly defensively. Carbelo, little shot fake. Now crosses over. And back to Jace. Meeker looking for a shot. Nice crossover into the lane. Partially blocked. Strange missed the follow. And now the Tigers going to push. Nice play. Utzman saved a layup there, I think, tipping that ball. And then we get a foul in the corner coming up on Lakeland. So foul here will be the first team foul on Warrensburg. And second personal foul on Garrett Strange. I should say team foul 3 there on Lakeland. As they get the entry, they want it off inbounds. And a good bucket for Cooper Berry. So that'll cut it to 35-29. And near steal there. There's Meeker. Nice spin. Gets nailed there. 2 shots coming up. Heck of a job by Corbin. And that's the thing. Really, all 3 of these Lakeland guards, not just Rafe, but Meeker can handle it in traffic. Munsterman is good in traffic. This is a Lakeland team. They play up tempo, so they're hard to press anyway. But, that just gives you an advantage when you've got 3 or 4 guys that can handle the ball in pressure as opposed to just maybe 1 or 2. A lot of teams just have that one go-to point guard that they expect to get them out of pressure situations. But Lakeland really got 3-4 guards that can all handle the ball. So 2 free throws there, 37-29, the Lakeland lead. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Barry going to come out. Sets the pick. Well, Lakeland doing a good job taking away those dribble drives. Nappy left side. Nowhere to go. Now back underneath, they get it to Barry, shot up and in. So that time they were patient enough, and they did get the good look inside. And this is just a 6-point game. I mean, this is anybody's game right now. Warrensburg has just kind of hung around. They haven't really gone on any long, sustained runs, but they're right in the ball game. And now Strange tie-up situation. Wow. Man, nice play by Nappy, and they'll force the jump ball. That'll give it back to Warrensburg.
You know, the big difference that I see is Warrensburg's defense. You know, they've come out, and they're playing a lot of pressure. And you got to have some speed and quickness to do that with this Lakeland team, and they are proving that they can do it.
Baldwin in the corner, 3-ball up, and no good there. That would have been a big one, but Jackson Nimmo missed it. Here comes Lakeland. Utzman all the way to the cup, missed. Got off balance, was not set. Now run out at the other end. Baldwin lays it in. So Warrensburg charging back, and it's 37-33. 3:34 to go. And now Munsterman tried to go around the back with the dribble, lost the handle on it. And we got a timeout or jump ball? Timeout. So Coach Collins, good timeout here. Just got to try to settle everybody down a little bit. But Warrensburg, to their credit, you know, they just haven't shot it well at all tonight from really any place on the floor. But they have hung in this game. The other thing is it's a low-scoring game right now, too. You know, we saw Lakeland get off to that really good shooting start, but they didn't get it over 40. So right now the pace has kind of shifted back a little bit. It's more the pace that Warrensburg likes. The other thing you can see is Lakeland's not hitting as many threes. You know, they've cooled off. You mentioned the fact that Warrensburg's defense has been better, and that's why Lakeland hasn't had a lot of three-point openings to shoot. So
that's true.
Aaron Collins, our timeout sponsor. Thank you, Aaron. Missouri Farm Bureau agent here locally in Clinton. So the Tigers have made this a game, and this one may be our closest game of the night. We may see this one come down to the wire here. Maybe a final possession type game. Inside, Carbelo scores it. Big two there. Good pass to him by Munsterman. So 39-33. That was a big bucket for Lakeland. But the Vikings, you know, they just have not had the kind of looks they are used to having. They're definitely more of a three-point shooting team, and that's where Warrensburg's made them get it inside a little more. Strange the rebound, a missed shot there. So big stop for Lakeland, under 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Aiden Malloy up off the bench, getting ready to check back in. Next dead ball for Lakeland. Ketterman to Meeker. Looking inside, Strange will be fouled, and that should be 4 on Barry, I think. And if it is, that's big, because that's one of their...
It's really early in the game still to be that far into depth.
It sure is. Nope, it's his third, so he's going to stay on the floor. And Aiden Malloy will come in for Lakeland, going to come in for Garrett Strange. Carbelo off the entry, tough shot, got it. There's the shooter's touch for Rafe. Carbelo leads all scorers tonight with 17.
You got to think that's one of his favorite shots.
Oh,
I've seen
no
him
doubt.
take that 100 times, and he's very accurate.
No doubt, and that's the thing. The way, you know, Rafe, he shoots the ball, it's more of a high arcing shot, but it also helps him to get it off better in traffic. You know, it's not your typical looking three-point shooter shot. It's more of a high arcing jump shot, and he gets the ball really high. It makes it hard to block, and of course he's got good size anyway. But here's a three in the corner miss. But Warrensburg has really struggled from three in the game. They've hit just 2 of them. They're 2 of 9. And that ball goes out of bounds back to Lakeland. So big defensive stop there. So out of that last timeout that Coach Collins called, Lakeland has responded, and they've weathered the run and have maintained the lead. I think they had it to 6 at one point. And Rafe here in the corner, big possession, another tough shot, hand in the face, missed, rebound is pulled down in traffic. Nimmo has the board, and we get another foul. So they're going to give it to Carbelo. Over the back foul. It's his first of the game. Be 4th team foul on Lakeland as well. foul coming up here. 5 team fouls, and Malloy is going to get his second of the night on that. Baldwin lobs into Nappy, shot up, no. And they get the follow. Barry able to pull it out of there. Nice pass inside, and the shot is up and in. That's a tough shot for Pitzenbarger, but that was kept alive by Barry. Tigers hanging tough, and now a big steal. Pitzenbarger shot is blocked. It appeared, but they're going to call the foul on Munsterman. So the turnovers now have become a little bit of an issue here in this third quarter for Lakeland. And that will just really let a team hang around if you're just not disciplined with the ball. Warrensburg is quick enough that they've been able to force a couple. So Pitzenbarger hits the first to make it 41-36. Strange is back up into the game now for the Vikings, coming in from Malloy. And the second one, no good.
I don't know what it is about free throws. I can't help but hold my breath.
The gym gets real quiet like that. It can be, sometimes there's some guys at the line that would rather have some noise. I think I've heard some players say that they would rather almost have a little more crowd noise than if it goes completely quiet on a free throw. And there's a good entry look into Rafe Carbelo. So 2 more for him. That'll give him 19. That's a big bucket. Baldwin now off the dribble. He'll score it. So 43-38, and this is shaping up to be a crazy fourth quarter for sure. And only fitting would we have a barn burner here in our final game of the night. Here on the first day of the Clinton tournament. There's another foul coming up here inside on Warrensburg. And Bell picks that one up, so his first personal and a 4th team foul on the Tigers. He's going to come out of the ball game now. Munsterman off the inbounds. Quick trigger for Meeker. Missed it. Strange the rebound. Back up with it, and he missed. Well, I'm not sure why Meeker shot that one so quick. Surprised they didn't go back out top, set it up, and now a block underneath. And are they going to count this basket? Official said he leaned back a little bit, wasn't completely facing the defender. Yeah, they counted that basket, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, wow. So that gets Pitzenbarger to 10, and that'll cut it to 43-38. Oh, and now here we got mass confusion. Mass confusion. Coach Collins upset. Should have just been one shot if they counted the basket, which we originally thought they did. So here we go again, Stacy.
And the shot was no good.
Right.
But I could have swore I heard a whistle.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it should have been a one-shot, 3-point play situation. I mean, if they had if they counted that basket, which it appeared they did when the blocking foul was called a moment ago. So, official going to have a word over at the scorer's table here, as we've got James got the shot right down there on the scorer's table. So you can see the discussion here. Okay, so they just made it 40-43. So that means because it was 39-43, was it not? So they counted that free throw then?
Well, yeah, they did not count the 3 free throw, and we were 38-43. So if they leave the 40 on the board, that means they're counting the 2-point shot after the free throw.
After the free throw, okay. So a discussion here. Boy, this has turned into quite the discussion. Both coaches involved. So are they going to give Warrensburg the basketball here?
So I would think if they rebounded after the free throw shot, put up the 2 points, then it should be Lakeland ball under the basket.
Full length, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And here's where we're not going to have the luxury of an NBA situation. I don't know if some folks have seen, if you watch an NBA game, if they have a play where there's some discussion, the official actually comes over and explains to the broadcasters, okay, this is what's happening. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to have that discussion. But I think, yeah, like you said, they counted the 2 points after the missed free throw. They went ahead and called that a live ball.
And now they'll give possession to Lakeland.
And it will be Lakeland, yeah. So I guess, they must have taken the 2 points then off the board that they called on the blocking foul, right? Because it was 30. 30.
No, because it was 36-43.
Yeah.
So 2 points on the foul to get to 38.
Right.
Missed free throw, rebound, and up for 2 to get to 40 under the basket.
Under the basket, okay.
Yeah.
So 4 points basically right there.
4 points,
yeah, the layup on the block.
And then the basket after the free throw.
After
rebound.
the free throw, yeah. And there was just a turnover you saw for Lakeland. So, folks, after all that, it's coming down to the wire, it appears. 3-point game as we come to the end of the third. So this final 8 will be pretty interesting, I think, to say the least. Here's Barry inside, nice up and under move, and he'll score it. So the big fella inside using his size, and it is a 1-point game as we go to the fourth quarter. So Lakeland, their moxie will be challenged here in the final 8 as Warrensburg has somehow stayed in this game. They were outplayed most of the first half. I think Warrensburg had a lead very early, but they have not led at all here in the second half, but it's a 1-point game going into the fourth quarter.
Definitely the most exciting thing we've seen tonight.
Yeah, it's no doubt the closest game we've had. Although the El Dorado Grandview game, it was close in the first half. Lakeland Adrian girls game close in the first half, but those ended up being blowouts in the second half. But this one has been really almost the exact opposite, where Lakeland's gotten off to a good start. They shot the 3 ball really well to start the game. I think they hit 6 in the first half. I don't know that they've hit a 3 in the second half.
Not yet.
They haven't hit many. I know that. So the entire complexion of this game is flipped around. But even in the first half, when Lakeland had leads, they didn't get up 25. They didn't get up really big. Yeah, Warrensburg just kind of hung in, and now right here at the end, they've made a little charge, but they have yet to get the lead. So here's where Lakeland's just got to stay focused. They've had some things kind of not go their way, but, you just have to play through it, no question. But really the turnovers have been a factor, and the lack of 3-point shooting, I think, to me, are the 2 big keys. Warrensburg has gotten back into it, but, Warrensburg has kept it low scoring. It's not like they've really played that well either on offense. They've done kind of just enough, and that would have given them the lead. But Nappy, the offensive rebound, but he loses it, and Munsterman comes up with it. So here comes Lakeland up by 1 with 7:37 to go in the ballgame. Wilkins out top. He's back in there. He's got to be careful, though, with 3 fouls. Munsterman out top. Hands to Wilkins. And he's into the paint with it, and it's knocked out of bounds off Warrensburg last. Vikings will keep it. Lakeland tonight, 19 from Carbelow. He leads all scorers in the game tonight. Corbin Meeker has 11. Inbounds pass tipped out of bounds. Lakeland will get it in again here. Utzman has 3. Munsterman with 3. 2 for Gavin Wilkins. Meeker on the drive off the inbounds. Missed it. Boy, somehow that one did not go in. Carbelow, though, right there to get the follow. So Rafe offensively over half of Lakeland's points, and now a bad pass. Warrensburg turns it over. Big one there. That'll get them to 17 on the night. So Lakeland with the slight lead, coming up on 7 minutes left in the game. Got to be strong with the ball, though. Munsterman right wing. Oh, looking for the bounce pass, but too low for Carbelow. Utzman comes up with it, then throws it again in there to Rafe. And Rafe's saying, hey, how about give me a chest pass? There was too much traffic there, and they throw him 2 bounce passes and made it almost impossible to catch. But they call a reach-in foul on that. Well, that's a ticky-tack foul, but they give it to Jackson Nimmo, so he's going to have to come out with 4. Here's an open 3, Meeker, and that one bounces out. Nappy the rebound. Here comes Baldwin. Nice bounce pass and a foul as Pitzenbarger gets nailed, so he'll go to the line. 2 shots. Everybody got that? 2 shots.
2 shots.
2 shots. They may want to write that one down. We are shooting 2 after we've seen a couple plays where, of course, we saw that one earlier where they counted a basket. The official gave the signal that it counted. It was a continuation play, but it was way after the whistle, and I was just shocked. And then he's like, oh, no, my bad. I shouldn't have counted it. Foul was on the floor. And then we had that discussion a moment ago where they had a live ball after a missed free throw. Warrensburg put it in. Everybody thought it was a 1-shot situation, and they got confused whether it was a 1-shot or a 2-shot after they had counted the basket on the foul previous. So missed free throw there, still 45-43. Now Utzman kills his dribble in a bad spot. Jace has got to throw that ball up over the top, and he killed the dribble right there, and that is exactly what you want. If you're Warrensburg and you try to trap at midcourt, you're like, I hope you stop right there because that's what we want you to do, and that forces Coach Collins to have to take a timeout. And we thank Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent Aaron Collins for sponsoring all week long, also sponsoring our Lakeland games as well in the regular season, but also a timeout sponsor. So we thank Aaron for his support.
So I'd have to say, since halftime, the Warrensburg team has made a lot of adjustments, and they are working.
Yeah, they've changed up their defense a little bit in terms of knowing when to pressure better, and that's prevented them from getting some of those hand check fouls because the officials have really called the perimeter foul in this game on both sides. I mean, it's been consistent, but they've adjusted enough. They haven't had as many fouls out top. Here they trap Utzman. He got caught in the coffin corner that time, and now we get a foul here. So we may see several free throws shot before this game's over. That's, well, you've got right now Warrensburg in the bonus. And here's a bad pass, so Lakeland struggling with the turnovers right off of the inbounds look. Definitely uncharacteristic for the Vikings. Here's Pitzenbarger, kick out Nappy. 3-ball key, missed. Rebound Meeker. He's going to push. Warrensburg able to get back, forces him to bring it back outside. Now Utzman, shot fake, second attempt on the 3, and he gets it. That's a big shot for Utzman. So that's the first 3 in the second half for Lakeland after they hit 6 in the first, and that makes it 48-43. 5:56 left in the contest. Baldwin, boy, he forced that pass. No way should he have made that pass. There was 3 green jerseys around him, and that's a huge mistake for Warrensburg. And now Lakeland looking to take advantage. Meeker to Carbelo, brings it out top, dribble handoff for Munsterman. Rafe, spot up shot off the dribble. That's his specialty, and he nails it. Big shot. What a game for Rafe. 23 for him, and it's 50-43. So Lakeland has answered. Their moxie has been tested, but they've responded thus far. Pressure is on Warrensburg right now. Nappy, underneath pass, and Pitzenbarger's fouled before the shot. I think they're going to get Corbin Meeker on that one. Be the 9th team foul on Lakeland, 2nd personal on Corbin, who has 11 tonight. So bonus time for the Tigers. This will be a 1-and-1. And he'll have another. Pitzenbarger, junior guard, has 12 tonight to lead the way for Warrensburg. Got the second. 5-point game, 5 minutes to go. Utzman gives it back to Carbelo. He's got the hot hand right now, gives it up to Meeker. Tough shot in the lane, no. Here comes Nappy. Pitzenbarger got it. Was off balance. I didn't know if he was going to get that one to fall. Oh, and he gets a steal. Pitzenbarger lays it in, so 2 quick ones for him. Unbelievable. It's a 1-point game. 4:30 to go. Carbelo. Shot in the lane. No. Rebound. Barry. Oh, and they're going to get the foul on Strange. Barry threw an elbow there, but a lot of times the official will give the benefit of the doubt to the post player, especially if he has position. And I agree. I think that was the right call because he had established position. He had possession. So, did they give that one to Rafe? I thought they were going to give it to Strange. But they've got Carbelo up on the board.
They did, and he was coming around on the backside. He probably got a hand in there.
Yeah, so Rafe whistled for his second. Big free throw, and Barry misses it. So Warrensburg, they have yet to tie the game. They've been within one a couple times, and they've just been sitting right there, but they have yet to get the lead back in this second half. Barry for the tie, got it. So we are tied at 50 apiece. What a great game this has been all the way through. Meeker into the corner. Munsterman left side, backdoor pass. Utzman open, shot up, nobody's fouled. That's a great pass from Corbin Meeker. Saw Utzman cutting, and he was just all alone back there. Somebody for Warrensburg got lost on defense. So big free throws here for Jace. And something tells me free throws going to be absolutely
very critical.
They could just, flat out decide this game, I think, at the line. No doubt, as Utzman hits the first. Jace was 7 tonight. Missed that second one. Rebound to Nappy. Still a 1-point Lakeland lead. Nappy high post. Barry middle post. Got it. That's a nice entry look.
And that's what Warrensburg needs to do right there.
Right.
Get it under the basket and let those post players do their job.
That's their game. So for the first time since very early in the game, Warrensburg now has the lead, 52-51. They have battled all the way back. And it's going to be a dogfight here in the final 3:38. Carbelo. For Munsterman, back to Rafe. And at this point in the game, he put the ball in his hands, I think. There's a nice pass into Strange. Got it. Oh, man, that was close. I didn't know if it was going to creep over the top of the rim, but it did. Big bucket there. Lakeland back up by 1, 53-52. And they stole it away. Yeah, that was not tipped, folks. Warrensburg pleading for a tip, but that was clearly out of bounds as Nappy sails it over the head of Jackson Nimmo. So it'll be Lakeland basketball. Full court pressure. Got to handle it here. Munsterman gets it across. Utzman, got to be smart. There you go. Kick it back out. Now Carbelo. Jace, 3 in the corner. Missed. Rebound for Carbelo. Back up with it. That missed short. Tigers down 1. Here they come up the floor, and a foul on Utzman. Reach-in foul. Warrensburg's in the double bonus at this point. 10 team fouls on Lakeland, 2 on Jace. So Brooks Baldwin to the line, 5'10 junior guard. Baldwin tonight has 9 as he hits the first. So this is a Warrensburg team. They came in with a 5-8 record. That they certainly play a tough schedule. Lakeland has played some tough competition as well recently. So Lakeland with the better record coming in here, but Warrensburg, obviously a bigger school, and they've played Lakeland tough. Now they get a steal. Off the hands of Key. So 53-54, Warrensburg by 1. Timeout on the floor. Full timeout for Lakeland here. Well, I think this is a game that, we didn't know going in, Stacy, what kind of a game it would be. We hadn't seen Warrensburg play. We didn't know their record at the beginning of the broadcast. So they just had them down at 2-3 on Mish's website, but they're 5-8. We were told later. But Warrensburg's a team, old-fashioned, slow it down, post play, really contrasting styles. They've made the adjustments. And this has turned into just a great game. all the way through now. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game right now.
Well, I think, in the first half it was clear Lakeland dominated this game, and Warrensburg had to know you've got to shut down the three-point shots, and you've got to get better on your defense all around, and that's exactly what they've done. And they've been able to use that post shot against Lakeland, so they've been getting the ball inside, and that's shown on their offense, and they've been able to shut down Lakeland's three-point shots, and their defense is just really holding their own.
2:42 to go. It's going to be Lakeland ball here. They're going to have to get it full length. And we're no doubt probably going to see full court pressure from here on out from Warrensburg. You're going to try to get that trap at midcourt. That's where you got to get that pass early if you can. That time Lakeland able to get it in the front court. Munsterman around the back with the dribble. And there's Strange, 2 for him. That's a big deuce for Garrett. So 55-54, Lakeland back up by 1. It's been a seesaw game here last couple minutes. Both teams trading the lead. Barry inside. Puts it on the floor. Foul on the floor. Before the shot. And Jace Uchman whistled for that, so that'll be his third team foul. 11 on Lakeland, I think. And Barry for the tie, got it. 55 all.
And like you said, that free throw line has become very important in this game.
2 big ones there for Barry, so he's got 14. That gives the Tigers a lead of 1. 2 minutes to go. Carbolo has it knocked away. They let him play there. No foul. Now it's deflected. Out of bounds off Warrensburg. So the Tigers, they let him body up a little more aggressive. Carbolo, you don't see that too often where he gets stripped. And a near steal for Warrensburg, but unable to hang on to it. Oh, and now Rafe got caught in between. He was wanting to pass, then thought better of it, and Nappy scores it as Warrensburg takes advantage, and now they've got a 58-55 lead, their largest of the game. Unbelievable. Here in the final minute 30. Lakeland trying to hang on. They've led most of this game, but in a battle here at the end. Meeker right side with it. High post Carbolo. Nappy in his face. Puts it up and in. That's a great answer for Rafe. After that turnover comes right back. Hits a big shot to cut it back to 1. And a timeout on the floor. Carbolo, 25 points tonight for him to lead all scores. So it'll be a full timeout here for Coach Collins. Going to talk it over, see what they want to do on defense. And I think this is a case where you come out, probably want to apply a little pressure. And we'll see if they trap at midcourt or if it's a more traditional 2-2-1, if they go with a full court press.
Either way, no matter what the outcome, you got to say the defense for Warrensburg has really stepped up tonight. I mean, this Lakeland team has an average that's something like 70 points a game.
That's right, yeah.
And, I mean, they've worked hard for every point they've put on the board this second half.
Yeah, yeah, that's true because they're, used to being able to score 70 points, and that's how Warrensburg knew they had to win this game. They had to make it a low-scoring game, and that's exactly right because you found a way with Warrensburg's defense to say, hey, we can be more aggressive without fouling, and it's taken away that three-point shot for Lakeland. Oh, and are they going to get a delay? I think they were about ready to call delay. Yeah, the official had. The official had put the ball down. I think we had a shot of that there in the corner. And he was like, hey, guys, you got to come out here. And that's going to force Warrensburg to take a timeout. So, they didn't want to do that at all.
Well, I guess we'll go back to our timeout sponsor there, Aaron Collins, Missouri Farm Bureau.
Well, this is going to be an interesting situation defensively. And I think it was a case where they were in there, Coach Nimmo was drawing stuff up, and they kind of lost awareness of the length of the timeout. And that would have been huge. I mean,
absolutely.
That would have been absolutely huge had they not gotten out there and called the timeout, and had the official called the delay of game. Lakeland would have gotten the ball back, and every possession matters right now. So that would have just been a huge, huge lost possession for Warrensburg. So they are out there ready this time. And here it is. It's full court press right now. They go for it all, trying to get that steal. Lakeland dialing it up, but Warrensburg able to break it. Baldwin gets it across, coming up on a minute to go. 1 point game. Warrensburg has fought tooth and nail to get back in this one. And now they're in trouble, and they're going to have to take another timeout. Not what you wanted to have to do if you're Warrensburg at all. They just had to burn 2 timeouts there, and that could come back to haunt them. That could come back to haunt you big time. So that's going to be a 30-second. So I think there was, 57 seconds on the clock there before the timeout. Under a minute to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that really is. And that's something where, they are just very, very fortunate they didn't get that delay game called. Because this is a spot right here where Lakeland, they don't have to foul yet. And I think that's what Coach Collins has made the decision. He said, all right, we're going to go full court pressure, try to play for the steal. It's obviously just a 1-possession game. You're only down by 1, so a 2 gives you the lead if you get the stop, obviously. But that's where in a 1-possession game you can go ahead and play press and not foul right away to stop the clock. So they'll put some ball pressure on the inbounds here. Nappy throws it in the backcourt to Baldwin. What a finish this is going to be here, folks. 50 seconds left. Warrensburg by 1. We'll see if they back it out. No, they go back inside, and they get the bucket. Nappy for 2, and that's big, but still a 1-possession game. 3 will tie. Plenty of time, 32 seconds. Meeker. We'll see if Lakeland maybe takes a timeout here if they play through it down to 23. Meeker. Munsterman. Bounces it. Oh, and they're going to say out of bounds off of Lakeland. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. And it may come down to that right there, Stacy. They were thinking it was tipped. Strange says it did not touch me at all. And that's the thing. That one was a tough one. I could not honestly tell, without seeing replay on that. Boy, I don't know. It was right in there in traffic, and I would have loved to have seen that on maybe a slow-mo if a hand maybe graced it for Warrensburg. But, that's one of those, just without the luxury of a review in high school, there's no way. But, honestly, that was a tough pass to throw at that point. I don't know that I like that kind of a pass in that situation anyway, because it was going to be a tough catch for Garrett.
Absolutely.
You were putting him in such a tough spot with bodies all around him to catch that ball, and it hurts Lakeland. So that's a turnover, but still 1-possession game. But now here's where you may foul early to extend this game. We'll see what Lakeland wants to do. Down 3. But the problem is here, if you foul and they hit both their free throws, they could make it a 5-point game, which would get it to 2 possessions, meaning Lakeland would have to have the ball twice to, and you may not have enough time now to have 2 possessions. So it's a tough call here. It really is. 19 seconds to go. Full court press. They're going to foul immediately. You just have to. You really do, to extend this game and stop the clock, because I just don't know. You could have played for the steal there, but it would have been pretty risky.
Well, and Lakeland hasn't been playing a lot of pressure tonight.
Right.
So, that would have been a big change up for them.
Yeah, these are big free throws here, and Baldwin gets the first. So that's big to get it to 61-57. And right now, even if he hits this one, means Lakeland's going to have a quick 3 either way. And that one good as well. So 2 big free throws. Warrensburg, to their credit, knocking a couple big ones down. Lakeland's got to have a three, then they got to get it back. Utzman misses, rebound Nappy. They'll foul, and that will probably do it. Wow. Boy, and they had a good look too, Stacy, right there in the corner. And, you know, Jace is a kid that'll knock that down, but, man, sometimes it just doesn't fall. And it looks like Warrensburg's going to pull this game out. What a comeback for the Tigers. They fought the whole way and didn't get the lead until very late here in this fourth quarter. They had just enough, though, but they've done it at the line here especially. And they knocked down another free throw. Nappy has been really big for them. He's had 13 points tonight off the bench. And they needed every one of those. I mean,
absolutely.
And there was a point in the first half where he carried them on offense. I mean, they weren't getting much at all. And, yeah, that should be a lane violation there. He came across. So basket will not count, but still 63-57. Lakeland 2 possessions and just not going to be enough time here, I don't think. 6 seconds. They got to have a three. Strange misses, and that's going to do it. Baldwin loses it. Strange got it back, and it's no good. And, wow, what a game here in our finale of the first day of the Clinton tournament. And the Warrensburg Tigers come from behind. I think they were down 15 at one point. That was the largest they were down, and they win at 63-57 in an absolute nail-biter. They hit their free throws down the stretch. They did just enough. They got some big shots down on the low post as well. Barry had a big game for them. He hit some big shots. Nappy with 13 hit some big shots. Also hit a free throw there. Baldwin hit those 2 free throws as well that really iced it. But as we said, Warrensburg slowed the game down. They kept it low scoring. They held Lakeland to 57 points. I mean, that is by far one of their lowest offensive nights, and it's so crazy because it didn't look like that. The way Lakeland was shooting the ball to start this game, Stacey, it looked like they were maybe going to score 100, but it just changed, and Warrensburg just played the right style in the second half, and they come out with the win.
You know, they managed to shut down the three-point shot for Lakeland.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just one. And I think I counted only 1 3 for Lakeland.
In the second half.
In the second half,
yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And I think they hit 6 in the first half, so – and that's their kind of game, and we know Lakeland's got to find ways to hit the mid-range when they're not shooting the three as well. I think that's something they'll have to work on a little bit, although Carbelo had a pretty darn good mid-range night. He had 25 points, so that's still a great night for him, but it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, well, and I don't think, Lakeland is used to seeing teams that have the size that Warrensburg did.
Not at all. Yeah.
They had a height advantage and a little bit more breadth on the shoulders there in a few places, and they're quick too. So they were managing to take a steal here and there. Their defense really managed to shut Lakeland down, and that's what you run into when you get a tournament like this where your teams are so varied. You see something you haven't seen before, and sometimes it just doesn't work to your advantage.
That's right. Well, it's been a fun day here. I really enjoyed it on our first day. 4 games in the books. We got 4 tomorrow as well. We'll start at 4:30. Clinton boys will be taking on El Dorado Springs, and we'll have the game, of course, for you right here. Same 6 platforms and also audio live on KDKD tomorrow as well, 95.3. Clinton girls will play at 9 as well. But great day of basketball, and we want to thank our sponsors one final time tonight as well. Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, the Landmark Restaurant, Jim Resick, Hankins Grain, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, C Squared, Hobby Time Motorsports, and Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. So, Stacey, I think that'll do it. If you have any final thoughts, go for it. But we had great action here tonight.
The only other thing I think I'd end with is if you're watching or listening and you want to check out the games later this week, C Squared is going to be on their Facebook page. Also, Primitive Old Crow and Landmark Restaurant on their Facebook pages. For YouTube, you can check out Sounds Like Videos or Radford Media Group, and also on Facebook for Sounds Like Videos, and also the El Dorado Springs Chamber of Commerce. So if you're trying to find the game and you just can't get to Clinton, those are the places to look.
Sounds great. We've got you all covered here every game all week from the Clinton tournament. That'll do it, folks, for our coverage today.